Today we're jumping into the enchanted world of The Cursed Prince. We're going to break down how a single, simple wish for a rose can kick off this incredible story of sacrifice, inner beauty, and, of course, a little bit of magic. So the story opens with the question, how did I become a queen? Now, this is such a clever move. It tells us the ending right away. We know she wins, but it gets us hooked on the how. It's like we're not just being told a story, we're solving the mystery of her journey from the very first line. All right, so our story starts in a place that's probably pretty familiar if you know your fairy tales, with a merchant and his 3 daughters. This is, the normal world, the before picture. But as we all know, in stories like these, normal doesn't stick around for very long. And the story does not waste any time drawing its battle lines. On one side, you've got Shanja. She's sweet, she's kind, the whole package. And on the other side, her sisters, who are just consumed by this deadly jealousy. This isn't just a character trait, it's the engine that's going to drive all the conflict early on. A real classic setup of inner goodness versus outward ugliness. This is where we really see who these characters are, just through what they want. The older sisters, they want these extravagant, flashy things. But Shanja's wish is for something so simple and natural, just a single rose. Now, this little detail is absolutely crucial. She's not asking for wealth, she's asking for beauty. And it's this pure, almost impossible request that's going to send her father down a very dangerous path. And here we are. This is the turning point. It's what writers call the inciting incident. This is the exact moment the normal world just shatters, and the real adventure is about to begin. You can just feel the father's love here, right? It's what's pushing him, driving him past the edges of the map. He's not just looking for a flower, he's on this quest fueled by pure affection. And that devotion leads him down a path he probably knows he shouldn't take. I mean, he is literally stepping into the unknown. And then he finds the impossible, a garden blooming and beautiful in the dead of winter. It's a huge red flag that powerful magic is at play here. And in this moment, he makes a fateful choice. He doesn't care about anything else in this amazing place. His goal is just to keep his promise with one single rose. It's a small act of love that's about to have massive consequences. And those consequences are immediate and, well, terrifying. The garden shows its true colors. It's not just some beautiful spot. It's a magical trap. His tiny little trespass springs this supernatural alarm system, proving that in this world, even the smallest actions can cause a huge reaction. And then out of all that chaos comes the master of the garden. The monster's anger isn't just about trespassing. When he asks, "With whose permission did you pluck my flower?" you can hear how personal this is. That rose meant something to him, and taking it was a deep offense. So the father begs, but it's no use. A magical debt has been created, and the payment is terrifyingly specific. The monster doesn't want money or gold. He wants the very person the flower was for. The price of that single rose is Shanja. So out of pure love for her father, Shanja does this incredibly brave thing and agrees to take his place. And this selfless act throws us right into the heart of the story, where she has to figure out how to survive in her captor's world. But, this prison is not at all what she was expecting. Instead of some dark, scary dungeon, she finds this stunning palace. It's a gilded cage, literally. Stone statues are serving her food. It's this strange, silent service that's a constant reminder of the monster's incredible power, but also, you have to think, his incredible loneliness. And so this really strange, repetitive courtship begins. Just look at this daily routine here on the slide. It's a 4-step ritual. He's kind, he pops the question, she says no, and he promises to wait. This cycle is such a brilliant way to tell the story. It slowly, day by day, chips away at her idea of him as just a monster. It reveals this gentle, super persistent guy underneath that scary exterior. The real tension isn't about escaping anymore. It's about whether her heart is going to change. Okay, so this long, strange routine has all been building up to this one moment, the climax. Shanja's about to face a choice so incredibly hard it's going to test everything she believes and everything she started to feel. And then, boom, the bubble they've been living in is completely pierced. The news that her father is sick is just devastating. It's a crisis she can't do anything about from inside her gilded cage, which for the very first time makes her completely dependent on the monster.
And the monster sees his chance. He gives her his final ultimatum, tying her father's life directly to his marriage proposal. But you have to pay really close attention to the wording here. Accept with all your heart. That's the key. A forced yes won't cut it. The magic in this world needs it to be real.
So there it is. The choice is right in front of her. It's just an impossible situation. Her future, her freedom on one side, and her father's life on the other. For months, she said no. But now, the stakes are literally life and death. And this is her breakthrough. After all those months of his kindness, she finally sees him. Not for what he looks like, but for who he actually is. That thought, he's a king at heart. That's the whole turning point. She has finally learned the story's big lesson. You have to look past the surface to see who a person really is. So her genuine yes, a yes that comes from this deep, new understanding, that's the magic key. It's the one thing that will unlock the curse and bring us to the end of our story. And just like that, her love is the antidote to the curse. This is so important. Think about it. The curse wasn't broken by a sword or some clever trick. It was broken by an act of pure empathy, the ability to see the good in someone no matter what they look like. The monster disappears, and in his place is the prince he was all along. And now, finally, we get the last piece of the puzzle, the backstory. Prince Osman explains he was cursed by a witch, trapped inside that monstrous body. He wasn't really a monster at all, just a prisoner waiting for someone with a big enough heart to see past the illusion. And once the curse is broken, the final dominoes fall pretty fast. They get married, her father gets better just from seeing her happy, and everything seems perfect. But the story leaves us with one final, very telling detail. The sisters are still jealous. It's a quiet little reminder that, while an external curse can be broken by love, that internal curse of jealousy, not so much. So what do we take away from all this? This entire story, the curse, the rose, the palace, it's all just this elaborate machine built to teach one simple but really difficult lesson. It asks us a question that's just as important today as it ever was. Can we learn to look past the monstrous exterior to find the king or the queen that might be hidden inside?